Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Open Buildings Designer Live session. This is our seventh session in this series. I'm Meenakshi. I'm your host for today's session. For the benefit of those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is a series of LinkedIn Live sessions introducing features and capabilities of Open Buildings Designer. Open Buildings Designer is Bentley's complete design and BIM tool for architectural, structural, mechanical, plumbing, and electrical design, basically all the disciplines that go into a building or any of the AEC projects. If you'd like to try what you see in the demo today, you can download your 21-day free trial by scanning the QR code in the top right corner of the window. There'll be tips and tricks, user case studies along with it to ensure you gain the most during the trial period. Moving on. That's me. I'm a sales engineer for building and plant software. I'm based out of Singapore and I've worked in the AEC industry for more than a decade. Joining me is our main presenter, Karsten, based out of Germany, and our backup presenter, Brendan, based out of London. Um, Karsten, I'll let you introduce yourself to the
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Carsten Putzer. I'm living here in the nice gray and rainy town of Hamburg, north of Germany. But it's a nice gray here. Yeah, I work as a Bentley consultant for the building area. And yeah, today we will see some new features around OBD. And yeah, let's go on with Brendan.
Thank you, Carsten. Welcome, everybody. My name is Brendan Roach. I'm based in the UK, and I, like Carsten, do a lot of consulting and sales work around Open Buildings Designer and our Open Buildings products and our general solutions to do with design and construction. So I'm here today to support Carsten. I'll be monitoring the chat windows and perhaps answering any questions as they come along. I think we also have an opportunity for Q&A at the end if I understand correctly. So apologies if I mute myself, but I will be monitoring uh, the the chat windows and trying to assist you with any questions as we go along. Thank you, and back to you, Meenakshi and Carsten. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much
Thank
because it's like I think it's 8 a.m. for Brendan and very early in the morning for Karsten as well. So thank you for making sure you can reach out to Southeast Asia audience as well. So here are our email IDs. Feel free to email us if you have any questions, any technical queries you have. So that's that. Um, okay, I'm just gonna go to that. Oops. Just give me a second, please. Okay, moving on. So that's the QR code if you want to download it. And here's a larger one. So scan to download your free trial again, and you will receive assistance over emails to use the trial effectively. Um, and if you're attending this session over LinkedIn Live, I just want to let you know that the resolution really depends on the bandwidth and quality of your internet connection. Some tips: connect via the Ethernet cable. It will give you the best quality of the connection. Do close down any other applications that use up too much bandwidth. The best resolution is achieved, of course, when you're not multitasking while watching this session. Just in case you do not have a good internet connection and see it very blurry, the recording will be posted on YouTube channel, and there's a link for that here as well. Our previous sessions are all available on the Open Buildings Designer YouTube channel. We try to cover a new topic every time and have different presenters. So that's the link for the YouTube channel, and we can post the link in the comments as well if it's not there already. Um, Here's a quick look at the agenda for today before I pass it on to Carsten. In our live sessions, we focus on demonstrating using the software itself. So Carsten will be going through this using the software. He'll be demonstrating in Open Buildings Designer, creating an iTwin, adding data from other third-party products and file formats, and showing how we can review the combined data flagging. And towards the end, producing IFCs and BCFs, which is mostly open BIM formats for consumption with the project collaborators. So, Carsten, I'll hand it over to you. And in all
Yes.
our sessions so far, we have seen how Open Buildings is a powerful BIM authoring tool that can be used by architects and engineers. In this session, um, Could you demonstrate how open building helps the different teams or disciplines to collaborate using iTwins and basically the open BIM approach that we spoke about in our last session?
Yeah,
Handing
I'm
over to
happy
you.
to do that.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh, Let me know when you want to share your screen.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say we have the setup here. Let me just switch over to the situation. We have an existing building of our company um, where we have a train station, and this area should become a new business and office center area. So we plan a new um, extension to this building, to the old building. We plan new stuff for a new office building nearby, and that's our uh, situations. So we have different places or different file formats. We have here some Revit data, we have OBD data, we have old SpeedyCon data, and this is driven by IFC. And yeah, let's see, typical start situation. Later, we will have this. We'll see this in the context of the rest of the city here, or rest of the uh, area. But for now, this is what we have as data. What do
Okay.
you think,
Yeah,
Meenakshi?
great. But do you have a BIM execution plan for this, putting everything together?
For sure not, as
Okay.
always. It's
Okay.
a typical situation, what I say, a real life situation, and yeah, it's yeah, what I say, it's typical and standard that you don't have a BIM execution plan at the beginning, and you're happy that you have some data from really existing data, so they can bring it together. And yeah, here we will see how to set up this situation here. Um, First is we have OBD as our main authoring tool here. We will see um, how to bring Revit data into OBD. So in plain OBD, we don't have a Revit connector, but we can do this. We set up a project at first, and every Bentley user has these options that he can create a project here and connect bentley.com, where you can share data, where you can share or create delivery management, where you can share issues, and where you can work with iModels. And what I do, I use this iModel. I create a new iModel, and in these iModels, you can create connections. So everything is based here on a simple browser. So no need for additional software. Um, and here in this connection, I create a Revit connection. I say, okay, you will find a Revit file, and please convert these Revit file to my iTwin. And this is happen here in the cloud, in the background. You don't have to care for what I say, for any software, no need for anything. Just set up the connection. You can schedule the connection here. So you can create a manual connection. You can say every 4 hours or daily or weekly or whenever. And so external partners can add here. They can the data here to in folder. So as I have access, I just drag and drop their Revit files or their IFC files or whatever they need to contribute to the project. They have access to special folders We can restrict and give access to that folders. And then I do the or can convert this data. And when I have this IFC file, sorry, this Revit file and my iTwin, I can use in OBD. I can connect to the iTwin and I can read the data from the iTwin. This is really, really cool. So I can use the iTwin as an external tool to convert data in the session. And I can say, okay, here's my Revit reference to my iModel. With all this data, this is not only the geometry, it's also the BIM data, what we see here. And then it's a tool here, what we where we use OBD. Why do you think, Meenakshi, that I use here OBD?
Yeah. So why do you use OBD reference technique to arrange these models?
Yeah, so it's the same reference technique what we have in MicroStation. It's easy to bring together all different file formats. So we have 20, 30 different reference, CAD file formats, what we can attach here, BIM file formats, what we can attach. So IFC, we can attach IFC, we can DWG, shapefiles from Esri, Rhino files, and we have more references, raster references, so pictures, aerial photographies, whatever, what we can, all file formats, what we can bring to our project. Every kind of point cloud data could be introduced to your project. Reality mesh, this is a quite new technique where we can stitch together photos to a 3D geometry. And new now the iModel. Yeah. And all this together is a very great and I think it's really unique here in this area. Easy to use, easy to understand the data with full information, so we can add our different files here or models here. We have here our office model. We can move it to the right place, rotate it, lift it. Same with the old building here. So we use the Revit file in that case as an geolocation format, and we bring our buildings to that place. We move our building to that place. So it doesn't mean that the architect who works on this office has to work here on a geolocation. He can work at 0, and with these project master, we stitch it all together, bring it on the right place, and everybody's happy with that. And we have a geolocated project here. So this is the first thing. Yeah. So, and when we have everything together, we can use tools from inside OBD. Let me just give a short overview about the tools, what we see now with a small PowerPoint, so not too much. So when we have an iTwin, here's the full setup for an iTwin. What I say, we have different tools, different authoring tools. Of course, all our MicroStation-based tools like OpenBuildings, OpenPlant, OpenRoads, OpenRail, whatever. But we can also use these third-party formats here. We can send it to the iTwin, We have different tools to read the data, interpret the data, work with the data. Yeah. So we have APIs for design validation, for clash detection. We can do a version compare. We can find issues. Also, with Synchro, we have this 4D aspect. We can see the building and its in a timeline. And we have APIs and SDKs so that you can work with IoT data, with asset performance data, and you can bring everything together to your iTwin and work with that. Today, we will show this line here. So we have OBD. We use the iTwin synchronization to bring our model to the iTwin. We see this part here where we have some IFC data, Revit data, what's sent to the iModel via the iModel connector. And then we can do a design review, create some markups here in the view, and we have the markup servers inside OBD, and we will see how to use data from the iModel or the issue services, how to get these issues via IFC plus some BCF file to our third-party tools. Yeah, and this is what we see today. Maybe just show this one here. I don't show this live because I have a limited internet connection here. But typically you can see that you this data in every browser. So there's no special software needed. You can use here. So this is on my Galaxy here, S10, and so an older one, where you have a Chrome browser, and even here you can, on a small smartphone, if you have good eyes and small fingers, you can use this tool here at this place. Okay. So yeah, when we have sent these model back to our iTwin, then we're here at this place. And what I say, we have our 3D model here stitched together. Yeah.
Perfect.
We have the
Yeah.
full data structure. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. So what software is needed for contractors? I know you said you can access it through any device, but is there any particular software that the contractors need to get?
No. It's just the connection client so that they can log in to our services, yeah, to our connect bentley.com, and that's all. And yeah, of course, the browser, yeah, which is Chrome, Safari, Edge, or any other actual browser type, which supports HTML5. So this is no additional software needed. Or say the share folder, yeah, works like Dropbox, but it's no installation needed here. Just drag and drop your data here, and everything is done from or is done in the Microsoft Azure cloud, which is at the here in the background. And yeah, when we have this data, we can use it. You see, when I select an element here, a wall, I get the full information of this wall. All data, what we have in OBD is shown here. I can search for these data. I can start different tools to work with this data. So one is, for example, the clash detection. I can set up a clash detection session here. let me show this here. So I can start a clash detection, and then I can emphasize this clash here. So you see it that way. So I select 3 clashes here. If you would see it more clear, you can say, okay, just show these clashing elements here, show it in the context of the building so that you have the good location, and then show it here to analyze a real clash here. Yeah, very easy, very fast, and again, everything is done in the cloud. So no need to use your own workstation to calculate these or to find the clashes. It's done in the cloud as a cloud service. Other things what you can do is, maybe you don't see this here. I have this model open in different sessions here. Yeah, and I work only with a small notebook here. It's really not really resource consuming here. It's really nice to work with and really fast and saves your resources. So what I've done here, I would like to see a data visualization. So I can say, please show me the files or the elements sorted by their master format classification code, and I see it like this. Even here, you can say, okay, just show elements which have a master format code. Yeah. And so you can use these here to validate your model to see if every elements are later in the calculation. You see there's a lot of missing elements here. So for example, these footpaths are maybe they don't have any master format information. So something what you have to change, what you can see here immediately. You can go for the volume, for the weight of these elements. You can sort them by these information. So even here you can say, okay, show me these elements, switch all off, and show me the heavy elements. So for example, when you need this information, it could be good for your placement of cranes or yeah, for lifting these elements on your building and on your site. So you can see where you can come with a truck, where you can have a crane placing these heavy elements on their place. Also, it's really at your fingertips here. Just create an very easy data visualization, so you can search for all elements, you can search for all properties, and that way you can get this validation tool here, these validation statements, and see what you can do with the data. Very, very easy to do. It's stored here, available for all project participants. So one can set it up and everybody can see the data immediately popping up here. And yeah, use it for your validation. And everybody sees the use of this data. So this is when you have an BIM or iTwin project here, when you come with a big BIM hammer and a BIM execution plan with 300 pages, everybody said, yeah, nice, and put it away, and don't really understand why you should do this or follow these rules. But here, he or she see how we can use this data, can make visualize this data which is typically hidden. Yeah, you see the geometry, but you don't see really all these attributes and all these properties. And with these tools, you can make them visible. Yeah. So bring light in this dark data. And this is the way that you can teach people by example how to what they can expect from their BIM model or iTwin. Yeah. Not only nice geometry, what you use for clash detection, it's also for validation, for calculation, for any aspect of a project to review the data. Yeah. So here we have our issue resolution service. So you can find a point here in your model, what you don't, where you see an issue, where you see some failures here. And you can select them. You can say, okay, please create an issue with that. Which loads a designed form. You can have different forms here with picture, with subjects, with dates, and so on. So you can say, okay, I have an issue here. I think I've already done this here, but again, lamp, not llama design, lamp design. Add a date. Come on, give me the date. Assign it to somebody. I assign it always to Brandon. I love this situation where I can give others work to other people and change this. So done. So we have a flag here. We have this in the issue list. We have a picture here, and we can see all issues here. Yeah, and Brandon gets an email now. Yeah, he's noticed by this via email and via these notification types here, and he can do whatever he has to do.
And he can see these issues in OpenBuildings Designer. How can we see these issues in OpenBuildings Designer?
Good question. Yeah. When we come here to OpenBuildings Designer, let me switch off this one here. Oh, not switch off. Switch it off. So here in OpenBuildings Designer, I can go to the Manage Issue tool. And as my work set, my project here, my OpenBuildings project is connected to these issue servers, I see it here. Assigned to Brandon, I can see all issues. I can see clash detection issues, field data, punch list, whatever. I have here the same way. And it's immediately really available here. So I can open this issue here. So with a picture is come up. I see what's to do here. I see the picture, and yeah, I can start my work here at the place. Don't need to have two screens where I see these issue and or have a PDF where I say, okay, this is a nice picture, but where is this point here? Yeah, I see it as soon as I select this topic here, this issue. Yeah, and then I can zoom in and do whatever it is to do. Very easy, very reliable. And when I change my issue, when I give my command, it's coming back to the services here. So I will have Let's see if Brendan has worked on that here. Add some notes. Yeah. So typically, we can see in the notes when he has seen this, when he has worked on that. We have also the issue resolution service here. In where's my issue resolution service? We've seen this here in our project. We see here the amount of issues assigned to different parties here. So this could be much more during the project here. You see which issues are open, which are closed, where you have the delay, and so which are overdue here. And yeah, you can jump to the issue. You can verify the issue. You can close the issue if you like. So you're always informed about whatever you have to do here. And you can, let me go to this one here. Not here. Here. Also not here. Yeah, here we are. So what I can do is I can export my iTwin for third-party companies don't working with OBD or Bentley software, but also this could be included here. So I can export my iModel to IFC. I can export the issue list here to BCF, and all what you have to do then is you open the IFC with your tool here. So in this case, it's BIM Vision here, where you have the IFC model, also with all the data. Yeah. So everything in, everything IFC conform. And you say, yeah, show me the issue. Here's the BCF file with the command, with the picture, and with all information needed to work on this issue here. Yeah. So this is, I just have the free option that I can read this BCF, but I can write it. But this would be the way back. I will, when I have the full tool, I can add a command here, comment and bring it back to the BCF. And here I can go and import the BCF, have the BCF list here in this file, and see the issues here in my list. Yeah. So where you can see closed issues here, open issues, clashes, whatever. And this is really a nice round trip here. So from different file formats to the iTwin, create your issues, and come back to the model, work on the model, and get this solved here.
Yeah, that's great. Is that all? Is that all, Karsten?
Yeah.
Do you want to add anything? Yeah, okay. Do you want to add anything, Brendan? I'm going to add you back in.
So yeah, I just want to say, Karsten,
Oh, sorry.
I responded to your issue number 10, not number 9. Number 10 was the one you created live during the session. So if you actually open up that issue, you can see on the comments that I've put a note in the comment there. You know, I talked with the client, waiting for a discussion from there. So you can see how quickly, even in this live session, I was able to respond to a request for information, so to speak. So I just wanted to let people see that.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Secondly, there's a question that came in the chat window that I thought was in. Perhaps I'm misinterpreting the question, but um, how would a Revit user be able to see um, the list of issues inside of the Revit application, or would that person have to have the web browser open side by side with Revit?
It
Would
could
you
be
know?
this way, yeah, but I know there are some tools. So what I have done here, when I say import, I can read these BCF files here.
Hmm.
And I know that there are also tools for inside Revit. A BCF stores the data for the camera, so it tells me where's the camera, where's the camera target.
Hmm.
It stores all these comments and notes and whatever.
Hmm.
This is part of the BCF,
Hmm.
and I know there are tools, third-party tools for Revit where you can read this data and use its data. So this is standard format from
Yeah.
from the BIM
Okay.
org, yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's really good to know, and hopefully that's sort of answered the question for uh, one of our audience members
Mhm.
there. So apologies for interrupting you.
Oh,
Um,
well, it's good.
okay. Um, I would just ask, let people know that uh, we are working with one-click LCA, one-click life cycle assessment, where from the iTwin we can actually export data into one-click LCA. You obviously need a subscription with that one-click LCA, and they can produce an embedded carbon report, um, uh, for your project. So, yeah, I think iTwin is a really good platform for aggregating data together, for normalizing it, so that we can find a pump in a building that has been produced by multiple softwares, and we find all of the pumps, because not every software calls a pump, for instance. And then we can use a service like one click LCA to do a carbon assessment. So I think the power of an iTwin platform, and also for OBD using it with the iTwin platform, um, is going to grow and extend over the next few years. I don't know if you agree with me there,
Fully
Carsten.
agree with that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this is at the end, it's a 3D database what you have here,
Hmm.
and you can make visible all content, all attributes what you put in. Yeah,
Hmm.
and you can also search for geometry if you like, and you can create a lot of applications around this here. You even I think there's a plugin for Power BI where you can read this data. So it's open. It's open for all.
Hmm.
It's not only for it's not a closed system just for iTwin developers. No, it's really open. You find it on GitHub.
Hmm.
Um, I think what's the name? iTwinjs.org, I think,
Yeah.
where you can find all this data,
Mm.
and that's real open. Yes. So
Yeah.
we give this code here to everybody. Everybody can contribute to this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah.
Okay, so I guess what you're saying there is that because of the open source nature of the iTwin platform, if an organization needs or recognizes a specific need or workflow for their particular organization, they can actually build a bespoke solution for themselves on top of that platform. Um, I think there are a number of examples for that. Um, Thanks for throwing that that
Mhm.
page up there on the screen. But there's another one called Safety Base, and this was a solution to do with health and safety
Mhm.
on sites, and it was developed by a number of our customers to meet a particular need. Um, but in solving that health and safety issue for construction on site, it information in there can be fed back to people using OBD to improve what they're doing in OBD to.
Mhm.
Are you there, Brendan? Did we just lose him?
Yeah, it's a wrong button.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, but I think that this is what he like to tell us. Yeah, we have all these application around this data, and we can use this data in both ways from the IMO, from OBD or from our open platform tools to the iTwin and back from the iTwin to OBD. And this is real unique here. And the openness of these, yeah, it's not open BIM. It's open BIM is based mostly on IFC, yeah, and it's also a restriction at the end. And the iTwin is open for everything. Yeah, we can validate the data. We can check the data if it has the right properties on board here, if all objects are valid for the database. And yeah, that's the iTwin, which let's say it's the next generation BIM or the next level of BIM. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like the transition that most of us in the profession had from CAD to BIM. It was like a big jump. I see this. It's the
Right.
same kind of a leap that goes from just a BIM model to producing a iTwin and keeping it synchronized with your infrastructure. With your facility. So that's a game changing thing. So yeah. So do you want to add anything, Karsten?
No, maybe just this. We have
Okay.
also the option that we can say, okay, uh,
Mhm.
also the 2D plans could be part of the iTwin, yes. So you can also access this one if you like. Also with the full information, yes. So when you have an, let's go back to this one. Uh, you see here, it's not just some extracted data. It's really uh, or a picture. It's also having the data on board, what you need to understand these 2D plan. Yeah.
Um, Okay. Okay, great. Let me check if Brendan's back on. No, I think he has a connection problem, something like what you had last week, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just show some content to the audience, for Open Buildings Designer, some of the content that we have online. Let me just switch to my screen for a second.
Hmm.
Okay, there you can see my screen. Okay, so again, thank you, Carsten. Thank you, Brendan. That was a lot of helpful information for those of us who are new to the concept of iTwins and putting all the information on the cloud. And I hope our audience gets to try this out using the connection client and the trial that we have for Open Buildings Designer. And so we have some available learning content for Open Buildings Designer. This is something I show always because we have these focused webinar sessions on our Virtuosity website. That's the link. We'll also post the link on the comments section. And we do have, we have this the whole treasure of content on our YouTube channel, and I think every week we add like 3, 4, 5 videos on different topics. So if you're an architect, you'll have something focused for you, and if you're a computational designer, we have a lot of videos on generative components. So go into the playlist. If you're a mechanical engineer, structural engineer, we have so many of these playlists. So go through it, take a look, and also these sessions are recorded in the playlist as well, for live sessions. So subscribe to it, because there's always new content growing in that all the time. We always keep it live. So that's that. And for moving on, for any product related queries that you have, any technical questions that you have, there is Bentley communities. It's for all old ecosystem users, as well as Open Building Designer and SpeedyCon. So you can post all your questions here, and our technical experts like Karsten and Brendan, and all the other speakers that we've had so far, they have access to this, and they can reply to you. And this is basically like a community, and other users who've had similar issues, they will reply to this as well. So again, this is kept alive, and so feel free to post here if you are having any issues with your trial. Of course, you can reach us through email as well. And this is new, we just created a LinkedIn group. So please join our group. We are going to put all our announcements on the LinkedIn group. We have This is our seventh session. We've had a roundtable discussion for this series. So we will have many more sessions coming up. And I think we're going to keep it like once a month. We will have a session for everybody to connect, ask questions, get introduced to our product experts. So yeah, you can join this. You just type in inside Open Buildings, and that's the group will appear for that. Again, just feel free to email any of us any questions you have about about the trial, or any product queries, sales queries, anything. Just feel free to email us. And again, this is also going to be on YouTube, so I will post a link in the comments section for the YouTube video as well. And save the date for our next session. Our next session is going to be on 23rd of March. We will post the time for that, depending on what time zone we catch for that. And it's going to be around issue resolution and workflow in Open Buildings Designer environment. um, so that's all we have for today. um, and I hope you get to download the trial and try it out, and join us for the next session. So thank you, Carsten.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
And
Bye bye. Bye, have a
have a
great
nice
day.
day.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.